Saint Jerome Emiliani. He lived in the 15th and 16th century, and he was from Venice, but then he ran away, and he became a soldier. And he even fought to protect the city Treviso of Castelnuovo against the League of Cambrai, who wanted to attack and bring to a fall the Republic of Venice. And he was taken prisoner. He came into a dungeon, and there he started to pray to the Virgin Mary. And he had no faith previously, but when he got, and then through a miracle he also came free, and in gratitude to God he hung up his shackles with which he was bound in the dungeon onto the walls of a church in Treviso. Now, and he is the patronage of orphans and of abandoned children. And here's why. When he was 37 and he wanted to become a priest. And now in Venice there was the spotted fever plague. Many people died, and he then rented a house for the people, for the orphanages, that they could live somewhere. Also tried to help people who were orphanages and abandoned people. He tried to help women who were pregnant and ill and other homeless people. And he was also then going through the town and buried the corpses of the people who have died from the spotted fever plague. And he then founded, a bit later on, he got himself a plague, but he survived. Later on, when he founded the Congregation of Somaschi, named after a town in the Lombardy. And that is an organization trying to help give, in particular orphanages, an opportunity to learn about the world. And at its peak, this Congregation of Somaschi had 119 houses in Lombardy, Venice, Rome, and also in France. And that is according to Malcolm Day's Treasury of Saints book on page 26. If you click this video away, then please tell me what the reason for it was so that I can improve. Otherwise, hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn Biographyology. Today, Saint Jerome Emiliani. And after we've done that, we're going to do martial arts basics training. And if you participate in the martial arts basics training, then it's at your own risk. Saint Jerome Emiliani. He is the patronage of orphans and of abandoned children. And he's a soldier who became a priest and then built orphanages and founded an institution for the care of abandoned children. At a young age, Jerome turned his back on the affluent lifestyle of medieval Venice and ran away from home. He joined the army and served as an officer defending the fortress of Castelnuovo, which is or was Treviso, against the League of Cambrai, an alliance of forces intended on breaking the Republic of Venice. So Saint Jerome Emiliani lived in the 15th century, mostly 16th. 15th, 16th century. He was born in Venice, or he was from Venice, but he ran away and became a soldier. And he fought then in a battle to defend Castelnuovo in Treviso against the League of Cambrai, which was fighting against the Republic of Venice. Castelnuovo, Treviso, League of Cambrai, Republic of Venice. When the stronghold was captured, he was taken prisoner and confined to the dungeon. It was during his captivity there that Jerome, who had no faith until then, began praying to the Virgin Mary. He became a prisoner of war, he came into a dungeon, he lived in captivity, he started to pray to the Virgin Mary. He had no faith previously. The spiritual experiences that followed and an apparently miraculous escape from prison set him on a new path following the Christian faith. And he became a devout Christian. And also was he able to escape from prison through a miracle-like way? And in gratitude to God, he hung up his shackles on the wall of a church in Treviso. And when he took his shackles, and in gratitude to God, he had hung it at the walls of a church in Treviso. Hence the symbol of a ball and a chain that frequently adorns his depictions in art. And at the age of 37, which he was now, he started to become a priest. So that is the backstory. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. That year an outbreak of spotted fever plague hit Venice and left hundreds of people destitute. So I'm going to talk a little bit about epidemics, lethal epidemics. Spotted fever plague is the name. It is Saint Jerome Emiliani. Saint Jerome Emiliani. Spotted fever plague. I'm trying to memorize these things. So many people died. In a single-handed venture of emergency relief, Jerome rented a house with his own money to nurse the sick and accommodated the many children who had been orphaned and would otherwise have starved. He helped women who were pregnant, ill, or homeless. And he rented the house to help the people who have become orphans, or who were sick and ill, or people who were homeless or pregnant, and tried to help the people who were ill, pregnant, homeless. Rented the house with his own money to nurse the sick and accommodate the many children who had been orphaned. At night he roamed the city and buried those, so we're going to talk a bit about corpses. At night he roamed the city and buried those who lay dead, victim to the plague. After recovering from the disease himself, he resolved to use his inheritance to set up orphanages in 6 towns, a center for repentant prostitutes and a hospital in Verona. He set up orphanages, six orphanages in different towns, 6 towns. Also a place with a hope to give prostitutes a better future, and also a hospital in Verona. It was Treviso, Verona. In 1532, he was 37, no more, ages 90. In 1532, he established an order called the Congregation of Somachi. It was the spotted fever plague. And now it is the Congregation of Somachi. There's a town in the Lombardie named Somachi. Congregation of Somachi. Congregation. It is the League of Cambrai. I think Cumbria is also existing. That is in England. And Cambrai, League of Cambrai. And a congregation of Somachi. For the education of children, particularly orphans, for whom he felt the most compassion, in which he tried to give orphans an opportunity to learn about the world. At its height, the Somachi ran 119 houses in Rome, Lombardy, Venice, and France, and the order still operates today. And the still operating Congregation of Somachi had at its peak over 119 houses in Venice, Rome, Lombardy, and France. Venice, Rome, Lombardy, and France. Okay, what are the different things? Cambrai and Congregation of Somachi, it is the spotted fever plague. I'm going to start the second camera and I'll try to say that. Saint Jerome Emiliani. He lived in the 15th and 16th century, and he was from Venice, but when he ran away, and he became a soldier. And he even fought to protect the city Treviso of Castle Nuovo against the League of Cambrai, who wanted to attack and bring to a fall the Republic of Venice. And he was taken a prisoner, he came into a dungeon, and there he started to pray to the Virgin Mary. And he had no faith previously, but when he got, and when through a miracle he also came free, and in gratitude to God he hung up his shackles with which he was bound in the dungeon onto the walls of a church in Treviso. Now, and he is the patronage of orphans and of abandoned children. And here's why. When he was 37 and he wanted to become now a priest. And now in Venice there was the spotted fever plague. Many people died, and he then rented a house for the people, for the orphanages, that they could live somewhere. Also tried to help people who were, so orphanages and abandoned people, he tried to help women who were pregnant and ill and other homeless people. And he was also then going through the town and buried the corpses of the people who have died from the spotted fever plague. And he, when found it a bit later on, he got himself a plague, but he survived. Later on, when he founded the Congregation of Somachi, named after a town in the Lombardie. And that is an organization trying to help give, in particular orphanages, an opportunity to learn about the world. And at its peak, this congregation of Somachi had 119 houses in Lombardie, Venice, Rome, and also in France. And that is according to Malcolm Day's Treasury of Saints book on page 26. I'm going to stop the camera. And that was the Biographyology part. If you were here for Biographyology, you can go directly to the next part of Biographyology. If you stay here and participate in the martial arts basics training, then it's at your own risk. One leg up. The other one. Take one leg at the ankle, make a straight back, and point with the knee down to the ground. Other leg. Straight back, knee out to the ground. And one leg to the side, the toes in front and stretch the inner side of the leg. Over to the other side. Logo from side to side, the mentis. And in the middle. And now a few lunges. In the front with the right leg, knee down, and back. In the front with the left leg, knee down, and back. Again, the right one, and back. Left one, and back. Back. And now, one knee up and back. 1, 2, 3 steps, knee up and back. The shovel stop floor exercise, knee up and back. And you're on. And now, stretch kicks. One arm out, kick against it. 1, 2, 3 steps, arm out and kick. And now the frog. Leg up and back, up and in, up and back, up and in, back and up and in. Another one. Now Kreshkin kicks. Up and back. Back, up, back, again. Lunge kicks. I'm going to kick now close to the camera. So right leg in front, lunge down with the knee, front and kick, and again back. Left leg in front, knee down and kick. And right leg in the front and kick. And again. Left leg in front and kick. Left leg in front. Kick, right leg in front, and kick. Now squat kicks. Down into the squat, and kick to the side. Down, and kick. Down, and kick. Down, and kick. 2 more. And squat, and over. You can do wider squats. Squat, and over. Squat, and over. 2 more. And now 12 push-ups. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the tailbone in, and down, elbows close to the rib cage, and up, and again up. Second one. And the third one, and the fourth one. Number 5, and 6. Very half. Let's go on with 7, and 8. And number 9, and 10, and 11. And the last one, number 12. Now the hiker's hilltop stretch. One knee into the ground and pull the toes in. Foot to the left, pull the toes in. Right, pull in. Middle, move the leg from left to right. Other heel into the ground, pull the toes in. To the right, pull in. Left, middle, move again from left to right. One leg again up. Circle the foot, other direction. Other leg up. Circle the foot. Other direction. Take the leg at the ankle. Other leg. Next to the side, breathe in and out. Another round. Out. Breathe in and close the legs. And breathe in and out. That was a martial arts basics training. I thank you very much.